Okay, out here today with a Browning 380. Picked this up through CDNN Sports for, it was like $395 shipped. Couldn't say no, so I wound up picking this up. It's kind of 1911 day here at the range. Got a couple of Springfield Armories, the TRP and their lightweight champion operator in 45. Got the 10mm Rock Island, 9mm Kimber, 22 caliber Sig Sauer. By way of size comparison, I mean, you can kind of see the difference between the two sizes. I mean, the Browning is much smaller. I think it's supposed to be about 85%. Have a CZ, CZ70 here, and you can see that they're both fairly similarly sized. So about the size of a CZ70. You could carry it if you wanted to. A couple of things to note about the pistol. One, there's a little bit of play kind of between the frame and the slide. We'll kind of see if that affects accuracy or whatnot, but there's just a little bit of give that you don't have on, you know, say the Kimber 1911 or well, any of the other ones actually. Not even the little 22 Sig doesn't have that same issue with play. That was, you know, sort of a different feel and not a welcome one. As far as the disassembly goes, one of the things you notice very quickly when you do the disassembly, first, you don't need any tools. You know, sometimes with the Kimber, for example, because the Kimber has the little piece here, this is a little tough to push in on the fingers. You can do it, but I'm imagining most people probably don't do that. With this one, no such issue. It takes down pretty much like your standard 1911. You know, you can take your plug out. It does come out. Boy, played with this earlier and it came out just fine. I've got to get it kind of aligned just right, I guess. There you go. You can't have it all the way over. It has to be turned back just a little bit towards the bottom to get them to release. But then one of the things that I noticed when I disassembled the gun, yeah, that's, you know, very cheap looking, very cheap feeling. You know, it's just one of those things where you can see why Browning was able to sell these as cheaply as they are. You know, the fit isn't as tight as you would like, and then you have the obviously plastic piece there, and we'll see how well that holds up. I'm sure it'll be fine for now, but you know, how long does it hold up? And then also, what are your options for replacing it? You know, given that the pistol is essentially an 85% scale, so it's not like you can just go and take a standard 1911 piece and pop that in there and call it good. You know, you're gonna have to do something, you know, where you find a piece that actually fits it. Just something to be aware of. I haven't shot the gun yet. I did take it apart to clean it, but other than that, it's coming straight out of its little box. And the case, let me finish this up here and I'll show you what it came in. It did not, actually box is the wrong word. It didn't come in a box per se. There we go. It came in two cases. It came in the small little case here. It came with its little manuals and stuff. Came with a lock. Came with two 8-round magazines, which is nice. And then it came inside of this soft case, which is actually, you know, kind of a decent pistol case. You know, again, we'll see how well this thing holds up over time. But, you know, having a couple of little pistol cases that come with it, that's not bad. So, anyway, we will try this out and see how he does. This is standard ball ammunition, 95 grain, Remington UMC. So, I'll shoot at that bottom left target. The sights are just blacked out. And you do have to, or I have to anyway, kind of put my finger a little bit differently on the trigger. I can't use my normal grip because this piece here is so small. Okay, looks like I got about 3. I think that bottom one just below the X, I think that kind of keyholed. So I think I got 3 inside the center, which is probably showing the accuracy of the gun better than the others. It is definitely a different feel. I pulled 3 of them off to the left. Looks like I put 1 up and maybe another one just below the white. So it's a different feel. It's going to take a little bit of getting used to. You know, it doesn't recoil badly by any stretch. I'm going to shoot at the bottom right, see if I do any better this time. Didn't hold open there on that last round. I did better in terms of accuracy, just trying to get used to the gun. I think I got all 8 either in or very close to the white that time. I did have one where it ejected and it came out the left side of the gun. You know, at least it didn't come right back at my face. It's a pleasant enough shooting gun. You know, could you use this as a concealed carry gun? Yeah, I mean, you know, you are talking, you know, essentially the same size as the CZ, which is a heavy gun, but I don't think most people would think is, you know, too big as far as concealed carry. Obviously, the 8+1, when you can do the 9mm, carrying 15, this is going to be thicker, but it's not necessarily going to be much longer or much higher than some of those other options. Oh, that's why it didn't go in. Duh. Got to put it in the right magazine. If you're looking for, you know, either just a very different 1911, which is the reason I bought it. You know, I've got 1911s in a whole bunch of calibers. I don't have 40 short and weak. I don't have 357 SIG. I don't have the 50 GI. You know, but I do have quite a few different 1911s in different calibers. So if you're looking for something different, you know, this may be something to look at. You know, for $400, you know, like I said earlier, the fit isn't great, and the plastic part is definitely cheap feeling. But I also did get the very cheapest one of the Brownings. Yeah, shooting experience though is pleasant, and you know, with a little bit of practice, hopefully I'll be able to tighten up those groups a little bit. So if you are in the market for a 1911 and you want a different caliber than the 9s, 45s, and 10 mils, then you might consider the Browning 380.